All right. All right. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. So we're going to call the Socorro County Board of County Commissioners meeting to order for the January 13th meeting 2026. Location. I'll do that, I guess. Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for everything that you've given us, good and bad, like I always say. Give us the guidance and the wisdom to make the correct decisions what's in the best interest of the county. An office personal thing, I want to congratulate and welcome and thank you for bringing a new baby into the Socorro County. Selena had a baby grandson, and I thank you for that. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my magic knees. You know, the last week's been physically demanding on an old guy, and if it wasn't for my magic knees, I couldn't do it. So I appreciate those knees. All this I pray, amen. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Salute the flag and state roll call.
Commissioner Aguilar?
Yes, ma'am.
Vice Chair Secretary?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Lopez?
He's running late. He had a flag. He'll be
Commissioner Montoya?
Yes, ma'am.
Chairman Gonzalez?
here. Need approval of the agenda.
So. Second.
I have a move. Commissioner Secretero, a second for Commissioner for the approval of the agenda. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. Agenda is approved. Number 7, presentation. Rio Grande Valley Court appointed special advocates, CASA presenters David Reddy, Gary King, and Ray Martinez. Who's that Ray Martinez? There he is.
Mr. Chairman and fellow commissioners, thank you for allowing us to be on the agenda. Thank you for letting us use your web conference room today. We've been meeting since 2 o'clock until now. I'm very proud to be a part of the CASA committee. I'll introduce our chairman for that committee. He's former Attorney General Mr. Gary King. And then our executive director is Mr. David Reed. And we also have a committee member, Sonia. And we have Gary King's wife, Yolanda. And we also have another former commissioner, Anita Hans from Catherine County, that's on the committee. And again, thank you. They'll do the presentation, but thank you again.
Thank you.
I miss you guys.
And pay attention to that hat of his. It's a good company. I just tell you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for a little time to address the commission. We know you have a big agenda tonight, and so we'll try and keep our presentation fairly short, but we certainly want to answer any questions that you might have. I am Gary King. I'm the chairman of the board of the Rio Grande Valley CASA right now, and Ray actually on our board recommended that we get together and meet with all the commissioners in our district, just so you can get to know what we're doing in the district, and so that we can get to know what we might be able to do to help you to accomplish your public service goals. I was going to give you just a little bit of history because I started out practicing law in Moriarty in 1984. And so the Rio Grande Valley CASA covers all of the 7 judicial districts, which is Torrance County, Socorro County, Catron, and Sierra County. And so when I was practicing law back in the 80s, we had CASAs back in those days. CASA is an organization that's been around for a long time, and it's CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. I think the courts recognize that that in cases where there were child custody issues and child abuse and neglect issues, that in a lot of cases the children didn't have an advocate of their own, and so the CASAs were really created to give a voice to children who are in very needy circumstances, who might be being abused, who might be in a situation where they're not well cared for. And so CASA volunteers are people that are trained to be advocates for children. And it's the board's duty to make sure that we have the resources that we need to help train those volunteers and keep them active in our district. I thought you might be interested. I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember Judge Pablo Marshall and Judge Ted Case, but when I was practicing, they on a regular basis, particularly Judge Marshall, would assign me to be a guardian ad litem, which is a lawyer that's appointed to represent children. And for those of you who knew him, he always called me Mr. King. He'd say, Mr. King, you need to come down to Socorro and get to know all the staff at the courthouse. And so I'm going to assign you to be a guardian ad litem in a case. So I drive down to Socorro or down to TRC and do cases. It's much more efficient to have CASA advocates who are members of the community to get together and work for children in their community. So we cover 4 counties. You all will know this. The 7th Judicial District is the largest in geography judicial district in the continental United States. So we cover a lot of area, and some of it's very sparsely represented. But for instance, we have Anita Hand, who's on our board from Catron County, and so she helps us keep up with what's going on in Catron County. And our goal right now for the board, we're really trying to invigorate and reconstitute the CASA program here. We have about 15 or 20 cases, open cases as a general rule, maybe around 30 to 35 children who are in need of help and advocates. And so, as you might imagine, especially since COVID, it's been very difficult to generate volunteers and who can go to all these corners of the county, meet with the families, meet with the children, so that they can be effective advocates in court. But we're working with the court system. I think maybe, I didn't see if she's here now, but Dorella, from the courts here, we've been talking to her today. We were here in Socorro County today, not only to meet with you, but also to do some planning and to figure out how we can be more effective in helping you in Socorro County. And we hope that you as commissioners, we know that you recognize and see where there's a need in your county. And we want to work closer with you. We have a budget request in that's on your agenda, I think, for $12,000. And we know that there's been some discussion previously about how that money might be able to be used by a CASA, but we have an MOU with the courts here, with the administrative office of the courts and through the 7th Judicial District. We passed out a copy of the MOU just more for your information so that you could see what we're doing, but we believe it would be possible to, if you wanted to support developing more resources in your county for CASA, that could be done by working with the courts and flowing that money through the MOU to our organization. So with that, I would like to introduce you to our Executive Director, David Reedy. And David can give you a little more information, I think, on the specifics of what we're doing in Socorro County and in the district. So if it's all right with you, Mr. Chairman, I'll introduce him and have him give you a little specifics about what we're doing currently and our needs in the district, and then we'll be happy to stand for questions.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you all. Again, my name is David Reedy, Executive Director of Rio Grande Valley CASA. First of all, thank you for your time. This has been kind of a conversation. Some of you in the old board might remember we come back out for a request before. Some logistics held it up, but I wanted to thank you for all the work y'all put in to try to get us that. Also, in the assistance you guys and throughout this county have given us, including from your sheriff's department, which is helping us with free to low cost fingerprinting. So I just wanted to say a whole bunch of thanks to you all. if you don't know what CASA does, I'm going to say a few seconds of it. We're a national organization, and as Gary said, we happen to be, as Rio Grande Valley CASA, the largest in the nation geographically. But to make it more centered around Socorro, right now, we've got 12 kids in the foster program in need of a CASA. We're covering 4 of those cases. And I'm sorry, I didn't get the numbers right in front of me. So we're covering about half of those kids. And that's just this county. We've also got Torrance and the other counties. We've got a long ways to go. We need a lot of volunteers. We are on a hot trend right now. We are doing really great. This board behind me, awesome and passionate. They got me being as proactive as I can be. I've been committed to this program. I've got a very awesome coordinator back there out of Magdalena who shows a lot of promise and a lot of passion. So we are trying to represent your area to the best of our ability. But the fact of the matter is we need a stronger presence here, more community visibility, more volunteers, resources, connections to the right people, possibility of office space or meeting space, and any empowerment and incentives that we could possibly give our coordinator and volunteers here. So we've already made the pitch for any financial help you can give us up to $12,000, and we're hoping if we serve your county well, then maybe that can become a repeat thing. But also what I said in my the stronger presence that we need here, anything y'all could do, both as a solid body here and as individuals, you know, anybody looking for extra volunteer time who's passionate about kids, look our way. You want to help other ways, help my coordinator back there, connect her to the right people in this county so that, you know, everybody could be helped out to the maximum ability. I'm going to wrap up because we did say we weren't going to take up too much of your time, but again, we've already made the financial ask, and any that you can do would be appreciated. And we think we got it figured out this time around through the creation of the right paperwork with the right people, that we can get that figured out. But again, I want to thank you for your time. And again, I don't know if there'll be any time tonight, but I am going to encourage my coordinator at least to reach out to various people and possibly even to some of you, just maybe you can point her in the right direction of people and programs that are both in need and that could assist us with helping the kids of your community. Again, thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, we're happy to answer questions if you have questions.
My only question was, what was the logistics on the money, I guess is?
I think, Mr. Chairman, we've talked and we with the county attorney as well, that it would be appropriate and legal to move that money to the courts. And I don't know what your language would look like exactly to do that, to the 7th District Court. And then we have an MOU, and Dorella is managing that MOU with the 7th District and with CASA. So we think that would be an appropriate way to do that.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any questions. No,
Where's Mr. Chairman? I promised Ray that I would let him know. He's been a wonderful member of our board, and so we would hold ourselves out. If any of you feel like you want to do some more community service for kids in your community, we're always looking for new board members. So so we may reach out on that too. But we have 2 county commissioners on our board and 1 former attorney general, and we feel like we have really good representation now to work with the kids. And actually, we also have. Sonia, can I brag on you a little bit? Yeah. So our newest board member is a friend of mine, Sonia, but she was she worked for the FBI for many years, and then she was the first female U.S. attorney in New Mexico. She was the U.S. attorney for New Mexico. You might recognize her from that, or U.S. Marshal. I'm sorry, I'm the attorney. She was the U.S. Marshal, and then she recently has headed up the New Mexico Law Enforcement Academy, and she retired from that, and I recruited her to come work on our board. So we have a lot of really indeed passionate people that want to help kids. I should say this, we were talking about this afternoon was sort of a planning meeting for us, and we really do appreciate the opportunity that we had to have some space here. So thank you, Mr. Chairman, for that. But we recognize that there are kids in our district in each of our counties that probably are in a pretty bad state. And we know that there have been issues with CYFD and we want to work with CYFD. We know that the courts can be overloaded, but we really want to generate an organization that is passionate about recognizing where there are children that need help and figuring out how we can pull together resources, whether they be county resources or state resources or whatever, to just get them help. We were talking about some cases that we knew where, it took CYFD a number of days or weeks or something to get involved, and we're trying to figure out how we can be more proactive in helping children in our communities. And so we really appreciate what you're doing to help us too.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman. Yes. This isn't a joke. Due to technical difficulty, we're gonna take a 5-minute recess. And when we come back, if we could, we're gonna move the public comment before the organizational stuff. That's all right, guys?
Sure.
Yeah.
You gonna make a motion?
Did I do that legally? Can I have a motion?
You don't need a motion for recess, the chairman
No,
can do that.
but for the changing of the public.
Oh, yes, you'll have to
Yeah.
motion for that.
Can I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Have a motion from Commissioner Aguilar and a second for Commissioner Montoya to move public comment 11 in front of number 8, organizational items. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So we'll do that when we come back, so we're at recess. Okay? We only got 5 minutes. No pressure.